This is 5 on 20 News with Pedro Santa Cruz.
And I'm Tammy King, and we're coming to you live from our studio in downtown Tucson. It is Thursday, February 13th. First in local headlines.
A bill sponsored by Arizona Senate Republicans would require physicians to answer why a woman is seeking an abortion. Senate Bill 1394 lists 11 potential reasons why the individual is seeking an abortion, including an extramarital affair, spousal abuse, rape, or whether the woman's emotional or physical health is in danger. Under the bill, if the woman refused to answer, the doctor must indicate in the report to the health department. The bill was supposed to be debated in a Senate panel last Wednesday, but was delayed until a later date. Supporters say that the information would be confidential. The Center for Arizona, an anti-abortion group, said that the bill is necessary to collect better data to improve women's health. They say that having better data about why women seek abortions will help the state know what resources they might need. But opponents say that the questions are designed to make women feel ashamed or fearful. They also worry that doctors would be reluctant to perform abortions. Planned Parenthood of Arizona has said that because abortion is legal, women don't need to explain their reasons to the government. Under current Arizona law, doctors are already required to report to the health department whether an abortion was elective or whether it was due to maternal or fetal health considerations. But the Senate bill forces doctors to provide more detailed information about the reasons for the procedure. Next up, the state Senate will add even more questions to the report, such as, what would the baby's name have been? Why do you hate God? And how does it feel to be a murdering heathen? Senate Republicans say that these questions are simply for gathering better data.
A bill introduced by Arizona Senator John Kavanaugh would increase punishments for certain animal cruelty and mistreatment. The bill states that anyone who subjects an animal to cruel mistreatment or kills a domestic animal without consent would be committing a Class 5 felony. Currently, those particular crimes are considered Class 6 felonies, which carry a lower level of punishment. Class 6 felonies are punishable by 1 year in prison, while Class 5 results in a 1.5-year sentence. This is Kavanaugh's second attempt at establishing an animal cruelty law. Last year, Kavanaugh tried to pass a bill that would have set up an animal abuse registry similar to a sex offender registry, but was defeated in the Senate. But his newest bill passed a Senate committee last week with a 6-to-1 vote and now heads to a full Senate for a vote. That's right, I said 6-to-1 vote. The one opposition vote, Senator DMX.
Da-da, 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 da-da. Drug smuggling across the Arizona-Mexico border has increased despite the number of border crossers decreasing over the past year, according to a report by the U.S. Border Patrol. The report said that the apprehensions of undocumented immigrants has decreased from nearly 409,000 in 2016 to about 304,000 last year. However, at the same time, the Border Patrol says that more hard drugs are being smuggled over the border. Last year, Border Patrol seized almost 900,000 pounds of marijuana and over 15,000 pounds of heroin. They say that the big, beautiful border wall might prevent further drug smuggling, but they're not sure because they're all high as hell. Can you blame them?
No, I can't. Arrests by Immigration and Customs Enforcement, or ICE, increased by nearly a third last year following the Trump administration's immigration crackdown, according to the new Pew Research analysts. However, the report found that the increase in Arizona was lower than the national rate. ICE arrested about 6,500 people in the Phoenix area last year, the 9th highest in the country, but it was about 10% percentage points below the national increase in arrests. However, this is because ICE has now been primarily concerned with deportations at the moment rather than arrest. The agency says that it will get back to arresting immigrants once they are finished tearing some families apart and looking forward to getting Arizona back to #1.
It's always about striving to be the best. A Buckeye, Arizona woman with a rare medical condition known as Ehlers-Danlos syndrome has also been diagnosed with foreign accent syndrome, a rare condition that can be associated with a stroke or some type of neurological damage. The syndrome caused her to wake up 2 years ago with a British accent. In the past, the woman has also woken up with Australian and Irish accents. Normally, the accent lasts for only a couple of weeks, but the British accent has lasted 2 years. Experts say she is not crazy and not faking it, and the woman says she misses the way she used to talk to her children. Celebrities with fake accents have reached out to show their support for the woman, including Madonna and Green Day singer Billie Joe Armstrong, who encouraged the woman to join a punk band and reminded the woman that punk music is very accepting of fake British accents.
You don't say.
I do. I'm
Okay.
Pedro Santa Cruz.
The Yuma County Board of Supervisors chose a local farmer, Tim Dunn, to replace former Representative Don Shooter, who was expelled from the House following sexual harassment allegations. The Arizona House voted 56-3 to expel Shooter on February 1st after multiple allegations surfaced of Shooter creating a hostile working environment. Shooter's expulsion also caused Speaker J.D. Mesnard to declare a ban on drinking in the State House in response to Shooter's infamous alcohol-fueled office parties. Republican committee members in Shooter's 13th legislative district has chosen 3 party members as potential replacement. These included Dunn, along with Cora Lee Schingnitz and Paul Brierly. Dunn is a grain and vegetable grower who also runs a seed marketing business. The board allegedly chose Dunn as Shooter's replacement because statistically, vegetable farmers are least likely to sexually harass their staff. However, some members of the board were concerned about the seed business and urged Dunn not to make any seed or seed-related jokes with female staff.
I don't know if all vegetable growers can be trusted. I don't know that I would trust cucumber growers.
Those are the ones you should watch out for. Or zucchini.
A brush fire was reported in Box Canyon yesterday, an area located just to the west of the Santa Rita Mountains. Firefighters responded to the blaze, and so far, 5 to 10 acres have burned. The roads to the canyon were closed, but have since reopened. The fire did not threaten any structures, and the cause is unknown, but local firefighters speculate that there must have been enough heat to start the fire, and that there must have been flammable material in the canyon which would allow the fire to spread.
That's really good speculation.
Geniuses.
Yeah.
Now, in national and international news.
FBI Director Christopher Wray contradicted the White House by stating that the agency was warned earlier about domestic abuse allegations against former White House Secretary Rob Porter. Porter was forced to resign last week after the allegations arose when a picture was published showing Porter's wife with bruises on her face. The White House originally said that they had recently learned about the incident and that the investigation was never completed. But Wray said in a Senate Intelligence Committee hearing that the FBI sent the White House a partial report on Porter's background in March. This contract was not acknowledged by the White House. Wray also said that the FBI report gave the White House a completed background investigation in late July. He says that the Bureau received a follow-up inquiry and provided more information about Porter's background to the White House in November. The president has been criticized for his soft stance on the allegations against Porter and that Trump is sidestepping the issue of domestic abuse. Critics say that this fits the pattern of Trump ignoring the plight of women throughout his tenure as president. Responding to the charges, Trump said that, I automatically am attracted to beautiful. I just start kissing them. It's like a magnet. I just kiss. I don't even wait. When you're a star, they let you do it. And then Trump was then immediately cut off by his aides and ushered away from the podium. That was a horrible impression, and I'm glad, because I didn't want to sound anything like Trump or Usher.
I forgive you.
Okay, thank you.
California police investigating a violent white nationalist event worked with white supremacists in order to identify counter-protesters, according to court documents. 3 anti-fascist demonstrators were charged with felonies after protesting at a Sacramento rally in June of 2016. Court records show that some officers expressed sympathy with white supremacists and tried to protect a neo-Nazi organizer's identity. Yvette Falarca, a Berkeley teacher and anti-fascist organizer who was charged with assault and rioting, said that it is shocking and angering to see the level of collusion and the amount to which the police covered up for the Nazis. But Steve Grippy, the prosecutor in the case, denied that the police were biased. He says that his office has also sought charges against a member of the Traditionalist Workers' Party, or the TWP, the neo-Nazi group that organized the rally. But records obtained from the California Highway Patrol show numerous examples of officers working directly with members of the TWP, often treating them as victims and the anti-fascists as suspects. In one phone call with Doug McCormack, a TWP member, a CHP investigator warns him that they might have to release his name in response to public records requests, but that the officer would try and protect him. The same officer reported that McCormack was armed with a knife at the rally. He also reported on an African-American anti-fascist protester who had been stabbed in the chest, recommending that the man be charged with 11 offenses. These included disturbing the peace, conspiracy, assault, unlawful assembly, and getting blood on a Nazi's perfectly good knife. Wow, that's sad.
The Trump administration is considering the privatization of the International Space Station after its federal funding ends in 2024, according to the report in the Washington Post. The administration asked for $150 million for the 2019 fiscal year on Monday to keep the space station operating. The report states that the transition will take place over time, and the funds are meant to ensure that commercial successors to the ISS are operational when they are needed. The move could present a roadblock to future space exploration. Even Ted Cruz, your favorite fiscal conservative's favorite fiscal conservative, came out against the plan. Cruz said that as a fiscal conservative, you know one of the dumbest things you could do is cancel programs after billions in investment when there is still serious, usable life ahead. Cruz was referring to the $100 billion that's been spent by the US government to build and operate the station. Even Boeing, who has been involved in operating the station for 20 years, came out against the plan. They said that walking away from the International Space Station now would be a mistake, threatening American leadership and hurting the commercial market as well as the scientific community. However, the Trump administration says they stand by their decision, claiming that Americans will love the new Mountain Dew Extreme Space Station once it's rolled out.
Yeah, I don't think we should walk away from the space station either. Everyone knows you can't walk in space.
That's true. You don't walk in space.
The 5 biggest drug companies making prescription opioids are coming under fire after a Senate committee report claims that they spent $10 million to lobby patient advocacy and medical groups to encourage the use of their products. The committee reported on Monday that Purdue Pharma, the maker of OxyContin, made the largest donations to outside groups, giving over $4 million to 12 groups from 2012 to 2017. The second largest donation was by Insys, the Chandler-based pharma company that markets a fentanyl-based patch. The company is currently being sued by the state of Maryland and faces multiple other lawsuits over alleged deceptive marketing practices for its product, Subsys. The 5 companies in the report gave money to groups such as the American Academy of Pain Medicine, who later downplayed the risks of addiction and abuse. Also named in the report was Janssen Pharmaceuticals and Dupamid and Mylan, makers of the EpiPen. Senator Claire McCaskill launched the investigation last spring, saying that she wanted to get to the bottom of why all of a sudden opioids have been handed out like candy in this country. After delivering the report, McCaskill called the companies cheerleaders for opioids. She said that the financial relationships were one of the many factors that have resulted in arguably the most deadly drug epidemic in history. Purdue said that the investigation just goes to show you how great their drugs are. Sounds like some good drugs.
It does. They're promoting well. The trug. I'm taking a little drugs there. No, I'm not. The Trump administration is seeking to end the Energy Department loan and research programs, which are meant to help development, innovation, energy technologies. The cuts appeared in Trump's 2019 budget proposal released yesterday and comes after he tried to eliminate the loan and research programs last year. Both Democrats and Republicans helped restore funding to the programs, and they remain widely popular with both parties. The loan programs include the Innovation Technology Loan Guarantee Program, the Advanced Technology Vehicle Manufacturing Loan Program, the Tribal Energy Loan Guarantee Program, and the Advanced Research Projects Agency. Trump also sought a $1.18 billion cut for the Energy Efficiency and Renewable Energy Office. Trump administration officials say that they have nothing against the programs, but that the government shouldn't be in the business of picking winners and losers. However, they didn't seem to have the problem picking a winner with fossil fuels, as they recommended that the Office of Fossil Energy get a $281 million increase in funding. Trump has also expressed interest in providing federal grants to struggling coal companies in the Appalachian region. But Trump says there's a difference because those people voted for him.
Big difference. I wonder if they have a Help Pedro Santa Cruz out of his gambling debts loan program.
They probably do.
I might apply.
They're cutting that fund.
Well, I'll lobby for it. An Oregon woman is the first known case of Thalasia gulosa, a parasitic infection spread by flies, when she found a group of tiny worms inside her left eye. 14 of the worms were removed from the 26-year-old woman over a 20-day period in August 2016, which scientists first reported on Monday. Thalasia is usually only found in cattle from the United States and Canada and is spread by flies that feed on eyeball lubrication. The woman had been horseback riding in Gold Beach, Oregon, near a cattle farming area. In a study published in the American Journal of Tropical Medicine and Hygiene, researchers said that North Americans might be more vulnerable to the infection than previously thought. If the worms remain in the eye too long, they can cause corneal scarring and even blindness, according to the study. In related news, your eye is suddenly really itchy. How did the lady get lubrication in her eye anyways? That sounds kind of far-fetched.
We all have lubrication in our eye.
Oh,
already.
Good to know.
Yeah.
Fun facts.
Yes. This was 5 on 20 News with Tammy King and Tom.
Tom? I'm Pedro Santa Cruz. The only Tom I know smells bad like garlic. Be sure to like, share, and subscribe to our YouTube account, and don't forget to follow us on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter for all the latest Creative Tucson news and content. You can also feel free to get in touch with us at info@creativetucson.org. Thanks for watching. Stay creative, Tucson.
During Ashley Home Store's big President's Day mattress sale. The savings start now. Get 90